if you want sales to be easier in your business, this video is for you. Because in this video, I'm going to show you a really simple way that you can actually automate sales in your business. Okay, so you're going to want to listen out. First of all, I want to tell you a little story or remind you of a story that you're probably very familiar with as a child and maybe as a parent as well, reading this to your kids. So, the story of Hansel and Gretel. The two kids are going to get cast out into the forest, and the little boy has the idea that he's going to drop breadcrumbs to help them get back to the cottage, right? That story, and I read it to my kids when they were younger. First of all, it freaked me out because I thought, oh my God, this is a crazy story. But then I really kind of was like thinking deeper about it. And I thought, this is a great analogy for your business. Okay. So sales and marketing can feel very manual. It can feel like you're doing a lot of things and you're having to show up all the time, even when you're on holidays, or maybe if you're sick and you're thinking, oh my God, if I don't post today, my business will stop, right? This is no way to run a business. And so I want to show you a different way, something that is going to create a lot more freedom and a lot more spaciousness in your business. Okay. So first of all, here's my belief. Every sale doesn't have to be hard, right? You can create a little secret sales army for yourself that is going to do the pre-selling for you. Okay. And the way that I teach my clients to do this is to build authority assets, right? That literally will pre-sell for you on your behalf so that you don't have to show up manually every single day, right? Because you started your business because you wanted to have freedom, you wanted to have flexibility, and then you realize, oh my God, I have to feed the social media algorithms, the social media gods, and if they get, if I don't post once a day at least, they're going to get cross with me and then my stuff won't get seen. And now you're in burnout territory, right? I'm sure you can relate to this, right? But the way I look at it is I love social media because it amplifies what I do. However, I'm also very conscious of the fact that I don't have a lot of time in my business. Hello, tiny time, big results. And so I was very keen early on to really think about how I could strategically be out there without being out there. Okay. So when I talk about building authority assets, I'm talking about building assets that do the selling for you. And what you're doing is you're inviting people to come and find out more about you, get to know you, come into your world without you physically having to be there. And the way that the Hansel and Gretel story fits into this is you build these authority assets. And what they are essentially doing is becoming like the breadcrumb trail. This is what I call the digital breadcrumb trail. If you click the link below, you'll see my free guide, which is called 5 Assets That Attract Premium. So these are the 5 assets that every solopreneur should have in their business, because these are the assets that are going to bring clients to you, right? Without you having to go and chase them. Doesn't that sound exciting? Doesn't that sound appealing, right? So every sale doesn't have to be hard. If you build authority assets and think of it like a little army of authority assets, and you don't have to have many, right? What you do is you set up that breadcrumb trail to bring those clients to you. Now, one of the things I love about this is that if you're asleep, if you're on holidays, if you're just doing something else and you're not working in your business, maybe you're doing homework with the kids, those authority assets are building trust with your potential clients. They are nurturing your potential clients, right? And they're inviting them to take the next step. And this is what's so important, because you physically cannot be there all the time. You can't be there, attracting and educating and engaging and converting. Let your authority assets do that for you, because the reality is you didn't start your business to be all things to all people, right? So I want you to think about this in your business right now. Do a little audit. Do I have authority assets? Do you have any assets that are pre-selling for you? And I'm not talking about, the ultimate guide to whatever, right? Because they're not authority assets. Authority assets are very different in terms of how they speak to your ideal client, how they filter in the right person and filter out the wrong person for you, right? And how they become, I don't want to use the word convince, but how they come to the conclusion that you are the ideal person for them. This is key because you want them to consume your authority assets and go, oh my God, this person is it. This person is it. I must spend time with them. I must work with them. Right. And then that leads them to then taking the next step and coming to book a call or, buy something. Right. So that's what I want you to really take to heart today. Right. If you want sales to be easier for you, if you don't want to have to show up and be manual and having to post every single day or multiple times a day, because who's got time and energy for that, right? Then I want you to think about how you can start building authority assets that are going to pre-sell for you, build trust, nurture those potential clients, and get them to become paying clients. If you want to know how I can help you to do that, then click the 2 links below. I've got I may have more links, but click the link to get my free guide, the 5 digital assets every solopreneur needs. And then also, if you want my help to build those assets and get them working for you, then book a call and let's have that conversation. I'll see you next time.